Hi Libra, this is your past life Tarotscope. I am recording this in February 2017, but I intend this reading to be timeless and believe that it comes to you when information contained within the reading is relevant in your life right now. Also, I've put a link in the description box below for you to obtain a free copy of your natal chart so that you can see which zodiac sign your south node is in, as your south node energies play a big part in what's going on in this life. It's the energy for the good or bad that comes forth with you into this lifetime from your past. So, with that said, you guys received the arts, imprisonment or slavery, orphan, medicine man or woman. First thing that I get quite strongly from this lineup of cards is many of you had a very challenging existence last lifetime, and even the coloring of the cards is all kind of the same and grim because the past life cards, they're all different colors, but for you guys they're all the same color pretty much. And the message, these two here, this is some heavy energy, but what I really feel is many of you had a challenging, it's the best way I can describe this energy, challenging existence. However, despite that, you were exceptionally talented with some sort of creative skill or some sort of healing skill. And I see the healing really strong throughout this reading. And then with the imprisonment and slavery, this could be that you were in prison, literally jail. The fact that it shows up in your reading tells me that a significant portion of your life was spent either being imprisoned or you were a slave of some kind. And, just if you live in the United States, the most common thing you would think of with slavery is when, African Americans were oppressed and opposed in the United States. But the slavery there, it goes back centuries, and it's not just with African American people, it's all races. Also, you got to think about human trafficking and things like that. So somehow, some way, your life felt really taken from you, many years of your life taken from you. And I do feel a strong sense that it is that you were literally imprisoned or a slave of some kind. But for others of you, you just felt this energy because you were maybe abandoned as a young child. I'm feeling India very strongly for some of you, that's like you were orphaned at a very young age in India. And I can honestly tell you, I've never received that message from that card before. So, or your parents could have even sold you into slavery, because I see family challenge in the cards that follow these. So definitely some serious oppressive energy you were working with last lifetime. However, I really believe that it was to make you strong, because you have strength in two different cards in all the cards here. But more so with this arts and this medicine man or medicine woman, I get many times a feeling of famous with this card. I don't get that sense for you guys. I get that this was more of like a talent that, because of this situation, it was just only maybe you knew, or it was shared amongst a very small number of people, but you were amazing at it. Whether it was singing, writing, drawing, painting, poetry, some sort of sport, athletic ability, you really excelled at it. You were like a master at it. But you were, in last lifetime, you were not, it wasn't about bringing it forth into like the collective consciousness. This was more as though you were really developing that talent. And I feel that this is why this energy sits here, because without this serious oppressive energy, you would have never been so focused on this, or because this is like all you had. You know, if you were in prison, imagine that you were a drawer. I mean, what could you really do besides work on, sketching and things like that? But there's a lot more going on than something that simple. But it's as though this oppressive, challenging energy was predominant in your experience last lifetime to really help you focus and hone in on this talent to perfection, okay? Or if it's not that, it was the healing ability of some kind. And that's really strong because healing actually sits under this imprisonment and slavery. So whatever your situation was, some of you, it allowed you to learn herbs, or, for some of you, you were like a practicing doctor or nurse, midwife, shaman, something of that. And this may be like, okay, if this is the creative talent, if that's what you had, I don't get the sense you were not famous, you were not practicing. It was like you were really developing, perfecting. I shouldn't even say developing, you were perfecting that skill. And that's where this energy plays out. But if this was you, then this is like you were practicing medicine on some level. It could even be, esoteric, because we have intuition here along with the magician. But you were less developed in this skill. If this is speaking to you more than a creative talent, you were less developed in this skill because this comes out as the adept of chalice. This is like just learning, brand new. All right. And then we also have physical outlet and intuition. So for some, this is more of the esoteric type of healing. And for others, this is actual medicine that you were practicing, whether it's this is more Eastern, and then this I'm feeling is more Western medicine. So there's a combination here, especially because India. So some of you were practicing, but that skill was not as developed as this. And this could go both ways. Like you could have had creative talent and you were practicing medicine. But practicing medicine, I feel this like alienated you from other people, and you kind of felt a slave to your profession, to your job, especially if you were a shaman. I get the sense that it wasn't something that you would have chosen for yourself. It was like you were born and they were like, this is what you are to be. And some of you refuted that, and that's where this orphan comes into play, because we have Ten of Cups and Empress and then transition. So this is family. So that could have alienated you from the family. But for others of you, it's like this just became your whole life. And this is more of developing that skill, where this is perfecting that skill. So what I want to say about this energy coming into your life now is this. This is really cool. We have the Sage of Crystal, which would be the Queen of Pentacles in a standard tarot deck. This is the Syrian Starseed deck. And then what comes below that is the King of Coins. So this, to me, and then we have Wisdom and Patience. So I'm feeling strongly that this creative talent comes forth into this lifetime very strongly. And many of you are going to pursue that with somebody else. And this may actually be like your partner who you marry, your relationship, This could also be a business partner, but I get the sense of man and woman since it came out as man and woman and not like two, queens or two kings. So this is somebody that you partner up with in this life, and you guys really make this come into reality, because with wisdom here, you have the rites of passage, whether you're creating the art or you're directing how the art should go. You have the wisdom, you have the rite of passage. You perfected this energy, this skill, this talent in lifetimes past. Like, it wasn't like last lifetime you were just, dealing with this. No, this is lifetimes, and it's like last lifetime, it wasn't out in the public eye, but it was more because it was focusing you to perfect it to where this lifetime you bring it forth, and it's a part of your existence this lifetime out in the public. And with patience here, some of you need to be patient with the process of this unfolding or remembering, because one thing the universe has taught me, and sorry, I'm getting over a cold, so is this. I always knew somewhere in my heart, I can say all the way back to when I was like 22, 23 years old, and I'm about to be 39 next month. I knew that I had a spiritual calling of some kind, but I wasn't quite sure of what that meant. And then after I turned 30, I knew exactly. It just came to me. It was this, what I'm doing now. And I knew it, and I was skilled in it, and I was ready to go for it. And it was like nothing was happening. And I'm like, universe, really? Like, I don't get this. Well, time passed, and I was quite impatient, and finally the universe did hand me something. And I was like, okay, here we go. But it blew up in my face, because even though intellectually and emotionally I believed I was completely ready, capable to receive what I was asking for, I really was not. I was not. And the universe gave it to me just for me to recognize that you don't want anything before its divine time is meant to show up on your path. You don't, because you don't have the experience in this life to receive it yet. And so this is how I feel. If something is meant for you, it's always going to just be there no matter what, okay? But it's a matter of you vibrationally getting there, you having the experience you need to handle whatever is being handed to you, okay? And you put a lot of work into that last lifetime. So be patient with yourself. I really feel, just based on the cards that I see coming through with your South Node energy, those of you who have really been focused on your creative talent this lifetime, and you're like, oh, when's this ever gonna happen? For some, it's when you align with this person, okay? For others of you, it's when you receive the experience this lifetime to allow you to fully receive this and be able to handle it. And you need to have patience, all right? Now with the slavery card, we have the Strength, we have the Queen of Cups, Healing, and Share Your Wisdom. Now, also, I'm going to bring up this Orphan, because these two cards just seem so, even though they're kind of talking about different things, it's like they're aligned. They play into each other. Ten of Cups, Empress, Transition. Think about it. So, first message. Some of you, this imprisonment, this energy spills over into this life, because some of you are still really working with this energy. And I don't say like you're trying to overcome it or you need to clear it or anything like that. I don't see energy like that. If it's in your life, it's there to teach you something, to expand you in some way. And as a soul, you choose this energy to work with on the earth plane. So For some of you, this energy has spilled forth into this lifetime, and it's playing out a little differently. For some, I feel as though you either you've been in jail this lifetime, or your partner has been, and it's put a big strain on family dynamics, especially with children involved. Like if you're the one that has been imprisoned for whatever reason, it's as though, and I feel this for, well, no, this goes either way. It's like whether you are a man or a woman, if you spent a significant portion of time in some sort of imprisonment or correctional facility, group home. This could be that you were in the foster care system. It's just, I get that this is really heavy family stuff. And for those of you who were in prison, it's like you had to leave behind a child in order, because of that. Or if your partner went to prison, it left you and your child, and you're trying to figure out how to make it all work. But think about it here, and share your wisdom sitting right next to it. This is Spirit saying, like, and then, as I said, strength shows up 2 times in this reading. Whatever you have been facing this life that has been any sort of energy where it's serious disruption or issues in your family starting from childhood, or you've been in jail, group homes, things like that, there's a strength inside of you that you expanded into last time that wants to break free through you this lifetime. And this inner fire, it's as though it does not matter what you're facing. This is like your savior. This will set you free. This exists inside of you. But you see how it's like coming through? So some of you need to remember. And with this showing up, I feel there is, see, with this Queen of Cups, I always think of Pisces, just because she has the Pisces emblem on, and, you know, this is water. But then especially with healing, for many of you, there is some sort of like energy healer, medium, some sort of more esoteric type of individual that can really help you release this, because this lifetime you're meant to free yourself from it. You're meant to overcome it because you have share your wisdom. So it's like all your trials, you have something to offer humanity, however you want to express that. And with this creative card, the arts, the talent, all of this that you've suffered this lifetime, again, it spills forth from last lifetime, but you have everything to overcome it this lifetime. And in doing that, you share yourself with humanity in a new way that is very healing with those around you. Now, others of you, this is somebody that may just be a really good friend or a family member that's really seeing you through all of this and has really been there for you. Or again, this is some sort of esoteric type of healer individual that's going to be significant this life. And this person, whoever they are, whether they're a friend, family member, or just a medium of some sort, this comes through here because you guys were together in this energy in your past life. This person was enslaved or imprisoned with you, and that's why you will connect the way that you connect. Now, this could be a romantic relationship. It very well could be, since this is general. But the main feel I get for it is like a family member, friend, or some sort of medium. And you guys were very close in past life as you walked very similar path. And you guys experienced this imprisonment and slavery energy. And then over here under the orphan, we have this Empress. So this is, and then we have transition. Some of you could have lost your parent, your mother, early in life with this Empress here, leaving you orphaned. And it's really been hard for you because we also have coming through your South Node energy this reverse Three of Coins. So again, that's disruption in the family unit. Those who have really experienced this challenging energy in their family dynamic. The Think About It card, this is saying if you feel like a victim, you need to change your thoughts about that, and you really need to think about things from a whole nother perspective. And this is more of a stern energy. This isn't, you know, like reflection or perception card. This is different. This is saying, hey, you really need to think about this energy in a whole different way, because you're not seeing it for what it was or what it is, which again is pushing you to have this break forth from your spirit into your conscious mind now. And this will change everything, because many of you are feeling weak, and this is saying that you are strong. And you just, you know, after some healing that you receive with this lineup, you are a natural healer. And what I mean by that is your energy in general is very healing and comforting to others. And there were some snarky comments left by some others on the Libra videos that I've left about, you know, putting Libras down or whatever. And for those of you who have encountered that, I am truly sorry. I don't know why that popped in my mind to say it now in the middle of this reading, but not for those, if you're watching this and you're a Libra hater, not all Libras are shitty people, okay? Everybody is different, walking a different path this life, and the energy that you encounter from other people has more to do with you than it ever has to do with them. What you encounter in your life, whether it's person, circumstance, situations, it's all about your own energy. That's what comes to you, and nothing can come to you where you're not already vibrating. So it's the hating, don't. I'm sorry, you know, if you're watching this and you're angry with a Libra or whatever, just don't. It's so ridiculous to classify everybody in one boat like that. I mean, there's a specific sign that I've had nothing but trouble with all my life. Every time I meet one of them, I'm not going to say which sign it is. I will say this, it's not Libra. It's the same thing every time. And, you know, is it that sign, or is it something about me, or is it about their energy and my energy coming together? It's never just one-sided. There are so many different sides to look at something. And maybe that's why I'm bringing this up, is you guys need to think about, back to Libra and the reading, you guys need to think about whatever you have lost in a whole new light, because it's time to shed that skin and move forward. And I see beautiful energies for your South Node cards. So lastly, we have this medicine man woman with this adept of crystals, the magician, intuition, and then physical outlet. Most obvious is those of you who are practicing medicine or healing this life, it comes through from your past life energy. And you might have had an inclination of that, especially with intuition here. It's like you just always kind of knew that this was your path. But more than that, this is also telling me that some of you are meant to be esoteric healers, where you heal energy. And you've been getting promptings about that, and if you don't pay attention to it, it's time to pay attention to it. And if you're already practicing, then this, you know, I don't, yeah, you could be like with the magician here. Some of you are practicing, but it feels like this is newer that you've stepped into it. And then with physical outlet, to me, many of you are like a doctor or a nurse of some kind. And if you are not doing any sort of healing yet, but you feel a pull for it, I definitely feel that you are meant to do that this lifetime, and you should run with that dream no matter what. Don't let it go, because you have the rite of passage here. Okay, so what comes in this lifetime for you guys as a gift, as a blessing that nobody can take away from you, is the Sun and the Desert Prince. Survival, false promises. What this tells me is you guys know how to survive, and you know how to survive because of the energy that you've been working with past life. And more than that, for those of you who are struggling, know that the sun will always shine on you. The day will always be saved somehow, some way. And the more that you relax your energy and vibration into that knowing, the more that can play out for you, because this sun is meant to shine on you your whole life. Okay, you've put in a lot of work here. So this sun is your healing. This is meant to carry you, to lead you, to guide you when things get really tough, okay? But never doubt yourself and never give up, because with these two cards paired as your gift that is with you this lifetime, that nobody can take from you no matter what, and it doesn't matter who you are. Like, you could be a horrible person from birth to death, but this energy, this is your gift for this life, and that nothing can change that. And also, those of you very creative, if you notice here, there's a book and there's paintbrushes. We also have a baby over here. So this card is talking about this creative talent and any sort of issue you have with family or even fertility for some of you. The sun is meant to shine on you, and you've just got to believe that and trust and relax your energy so that this can actually permeate into your life and you know, dictate the flow of your reality a little bit more. For some of you, you already are very familiar with this energy, and you've kind of been like, yeah, I've felt that. Even, you know, no matter what happens, I've just always kind of felt that. For others of you, you're like, you're crazy. I don't even know what you're talking about. And I'm telling you, the more you relax into believing that the sun is meant to shine on you this lifetime and meant to shine on your creative talent, meant to shine on healing all this disruptive family energy, the more it can happen for you. And you've got what it takes. You've been through worse, okay? You might not believe that, but seriously, you have, and you overcame it, and you have expanded so beautifully on a soul level. It's, you just trust that, you know, the universe is always on your side, and the sun is meant to shine on you this lifetime. Now, what comes in as a challenge or a curse that you must overcome this lifetime, we have rest and relaxation, and then the spiral dancer, circulus route, perception. This perception comes back to this think about it. This here is really, for some of you that have experienced this energy coming through, is very challenging again this lifetime. You feel like you can't catch a break, and it's just kind of the same thing over and over and over again, and you're tired of it. Well, with perception here, and then think about it, this is telling you this changes when you change the way you perceive what happened to you, what you've been through, why it's happened, also your value as a person and what you have to offer and to contribute to society. Because you, I mean, by these cards, you guys have a lot going on for you, and this is, though this energy may feel bad karma, or like you're cursed, but you're really not. You are trying to, when it's hard to understand what you're experiencing from a soul perspective when the physical you is focused here in, reality, not in some ominous non-physical realm. Like, this is all you really know. But you guys need to step out of what you know and allow yourself to transcend into your soul wisdom. And you need to have patience with yourself through this process, okay? Because it's all really good. This is saying, like, the same lesson repeats over and over until you do something different. You change your thinking about something, okay? So if this is a familiar energy to you, that is your answer to finally have rest and freedom. And again, those of you who grew up really challenging, you may have felt this energy where you just couldn't get a break. You had to take care of yourself from day one, and you're just like, when is the time come where I can relax, or when somebody takes care of me and loves me? And Spirit says that's not the way. That's not you. In that sort of thinking, you can't receive the lesson of all this energy so that you can expand. You've got to change your perception, okay? What comes through directly with your South Node is reverse Three of Pentacles. Again, this is that family dynamic. Strength again, and then the Six of Pentacles upright. So you guys are all really strong and beautiful, and you have a lot to give, and many of you are giving a lot, but here's this challenging family dynamic coming in, or friends, just connecting outwardly with other individuals could be a challenge. And it doesn't mean like you're not popular or you don't talk to a lot of people. But what you feel inside is isolation, even when you're around these people, okay? That's just how this energy has spilled into this life. But with these two cards and these coming out upright, that's why I'm saying you have everything you need to clear this energy, because it's more about awakening your conscious mind to the knowing of your soul. And that comes through changing your perception and really thinking about everything that's happened and how it's played out, and seeing what's really benefited you and how you've grown and how your challenges have kind of put you where you are. And if you don't feel like you're in any place that's good, well, that might be what you really need to think about. And if you're in a really bad situation right now in your life, that's what you need to think about. And maybe it's time for you to transition out of that and not hold on because you feel like it's the only stable, solid family structure you've ever known. You are meant to have a happy family life and express yourself creatively, with the sun always shining down on you. And this is card number 1. So this is here for you always. But for some of you, you're not going to wake up to the awareness of this energy until, later in life. And that could be in your 20s, 30s, 40s. It's different for everybody. But really think about this. This is here for you this lifetime, and nobody can take it away from you, no matter what, okay? So that's what I have for you, Libra, for past life energies. I hope that this resonated with you and brought you some clarity and guidance. Definitely check out your South Node energies, and once you figure out what sign it is, you can just type it into Google and it will tell you everything you need to know about South Node in Pisces. And I say Pisces because some of you have this here in your lineup, and that's just an example. It will just give you everything you need to know. So take care of yourselves, Libra.